Hello, everybody. I'm Grant Fluff from Fletcher Sports Zone, and welcome back to another YouTube video. And tonight, I'm going to give my reaction to Baker Mayfield getting traded to the Carolina Panthers. All right, we're filming this on Friday night. The trade happened on Wednesday afternoon. I wanted to do this video on Wednesday night, but I have been busy that night, and then last night. Make sure you go subscribe to the Power Skate Show on YouTube as I was busy covering the NHL draft. But I still wanted to do kind of a quick video, get a video out since I haven't posted on here since Monday. And I figured talking about the Cleveland Browns trading Baker Mayfield for a bag of Lay's chips and a Pepsi, I think is a pretty good idea to talk about. So let's get into this. I'm going to go share my Instagram again. As you see on the ticker tape, make sure you go follow Fletcher Sports Zone 2 on Instagram for daily sports news. So, yes, here is the full trade in detail. So, Cleveland traded Mayfield to the Panthers for a 2024 conditional fifth-round pick. Can become a fourth depending on how playing time goes. And Cleveland retained 50% of Baker Mayfield's salary to accept the trade. Now, first things first. Oh my God. Wow. Crazy, because we didn't think Baker Mayfield was going to get traded so soon. There have been rumors that he was going to get traded to the Seahawks for the past week. Everyone's thinking, oh, okay, he's going to Seattle. He's going to Seattle. Nothing's official, but he's going to Seattle. Well, again, Wednesday afternoon, the bombshell comes out, and he's traded to Carolina, the team that I think at the moment of the trade had the second most interest in him. I truly believed that Seattle had the most interest in Baker Mayfield at some point this offseason. I guess Carolina must have just said, all right, we got to make a trade, whether that's just to simply replace Sam Darnold or whether we're afraid of how much Seattle is going to go after Mayfield in a week or two. We just got to make the trade now, get our quarterback, get things settled as we are about a month away from the preseason. All right, I can see why Carolina made this deal. I do not understand why Cleveland made this move. Now, obviously, I understand the whole factor of, well, the Browns management ticked off Baker Mayfield by acquiring Deshaun Watson, and then the fan base is crapping all over Mayfield because he tried to play through the final few weeks of the season with broken ribs. I mean, people are calling Mayfield soft. How? He was battling through injuries all of last season, still played and still won, 6 games, 7 games? Oh my God. I mean, the Browns fan base, this is a fan base. I'm not necessarily calling the entire Cleveland fan base out because this is definitely not all the fans. But oh my God, it's the ungrateful ones who had that one playoff year, and I don't understand just why they would act so arrogant. I mean, the Browns have been only the worst team in the NFL since they came into the league in 1999. I'll put it to you this way. For you Browns fans that are so ungrateful that Baker Mayfield was your quarterback, all I got to say is have a blast watching Jacoby Brissett next year. Have a ball. For all I care, enjoy winning 4 or 5 games if Deshaun Watson gets suspended the whole season. Now, if Watson isn't, okay, well, then you're probably going to win more than 4 or 5 games. But with Brissett, I do not see. And that receiving core, because really, you lost Jarvis Landry, you lost Odell Beckham Jr. last year. Other than Donovan Peoples-Jones, I'm trying to think of another Browns receiver that's really calling me out right now, but it's not coming to me. It's just not. I got Donovan Peoples-Jones and David Njoku, who they re-signed earlier in the offseason. I think he'll do all right. But, yeah, man. The Browns fan base, you should be respecting Baker Mayfield because at the end of the day, Mayfield is the best quarterback you've had since you've re-entered the league. And, I mean, let's not sugarcoat. He's the best quarterback this team has had since Bernie Kosar. which was back in the early 1990s is when he last played. Let's take a look at Mayfield this past season. He played in 14 games, again, battled through numerous injuries, primarily the broken ribs for the final few weeks of the season. Went 6-8, threw for just over 3,000 passing yards, a completion percentage of 60.5, 17 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, and Mayfield is a bit of a scrambler, not to mention 134 rushing yards with a rushing touchdown. Yes, I understand that's not great. And just looking at statistics, that is still a far cry of what his 2018 and 2020 seasons were. Yes, he had a career low in touchdown passes and passing yards. But again, remember, this is a guy who was injured, playing through injuries for the final 4 or 5 weeks of the season. He didn't even play week 18 against the Bengals because he wanted to rest his body in case Keenum got that start. Keenum also got the Thursday night game against the Broncos because I think that's when Mayfield first got injured earlier in the season. I mean, he missed 3 games. He was clearly playing hurt, but even when playing hurt, he was playing like a solid game manager quarterback. One thing you're going to notice in Cleveland, right? When you have the running back room like Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, and Dearness Johnson, you don't need a guy like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Aaron Rodgers under center. You don't need that. Mayfield just has to be a solid game manager. And for the most part, that's primarily what he was. Now, yes, I do know he did have some awful performances. I'm not going to lie, that game against Arizona, that was terrible. I will not sugarcoat. However, and that week 17 game against Pittsburgh on Monday Night Football, Ben Roethlisberger's last home win. Again, not necessarily great performances, but I mean, still, at the end of the day, when you're battling through injuries, I mean, and he's still trying to just play the best he can, you know, I feel like you're kind of just hating on the guy for no reason, if that makes sense. Now, as for Carolina, so they got Mayfield. Okay, Mayfield's not guaranteed the starting job, but let's be real. He's going to beat out Sam Darnold and PJ Walker. So let's quickly look at Sam Darnold's stats. 9 touchdowns to 13 picks, 4 and 7 in 12 games. Okay. Panther fans who are upset about this. All right, I already called out Cleveland's. All right, I've already called out Cleveland. I've already called out their side of the ungrateful fan base. Now I'm going to give you, Carolina fans, the ungrateful side, a little bit of medicine here. Would you rather have Baker Mayfield or a guy who has a career record of 17 and 32 and has 54 touchdowns to 52 career interceptions? Also, last season for Darnold, I know the Panthers started the year off 3-0. I know Darnold, the first 5-ish weeks of last season was pretty solid. Oh my God, though, once the Panthers went to 500 at 3-3, Darnold, statistics fell off a cliff. He was just not the same player. I mean, it proved that he needed Christian McCaffrey in the lineup to succeed. And once McCaffrey was out for a long period of time, Carolina's offense wasn't succeeding, and their defense stepped up. Carolina's defense was middle of the pack last year. Panthers, maybe they weren't the worst offense. I mean, granted, the Giants and the Jaguars and the Lions exist, but I mean, Carolina's still in the bottom 5. They aren't going anywhere. I think Carolina's offense is going to be potentially top half of the league, but they're going to be above top 20. DJ Moore's already getting the best quarterback he's ever played with. Little bit of a hot take, but hear me out. When DJ Moore was drafted in 2018, right? He's playing with a past his prime Cam Newton, Sam Darnold, PJ Walker, Will Grier, Kyle Allen. I mean, if you take a look at that, maybe some could still argue like at least 2018, Newton was the best quarterback DJ Moore ever played with. Then this year's Mayfield, definitely second, already second on that list. Um, you see, when Mayfield is healthy, and remember, this is a guy who, when healthy, can easily throw for over 25 touchdowns. His 2 seasons where he was primarily healthy, his rookie year in 2018 and his rookie year in 2020, or in the playoff year in 2020, right? In 2018, completed over 300 passes, 3,725 yards, 27 touchdowns, and a completion completion rate of 93.7. In 2020, the playoff year, 11-5, 62.8 completion percentage, 3,563 yards. His best touchdown to interception ratio of his career, 26-8. That's incredible. 65.5 QB rating, by far the best in his career. 95.9 rate. It's incredible. And also, not to mention, in 2018, his rookie year, he was the rookie of the year. I mean, this guy, when healthy, he's clearly a top 16 quarterback in the league. Well, again, presumably top 16 based off of statistics. I would probably rank him more like 18th, 19th. I mean, really, when Mayfield's healthy, are you going to complain about his quarterback style? I mean, how do I explain this? If the Raiders have less success with Derek Carr and the Vikings have had less success or around the same success as Cleveland had with Kirk Cousins, that just shows you that Cleveland is fine with Mayfield. Now, obviously, you want to get Watson, whatever, give him the $230 million. That's your priority. If you think you're a star quarterback away from winning a championship, then go right ahead and trade for that quarterback. Granted, I would have gone after a different quarterback. But yet again, if you're not getting someone like the talent level of Deshaun Watson, or I guess then Russell Wilson was also on Seattle's, trading block, you should have just kept Mayfield for another year. Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't know why you didn't. I'm just shocked. Over 14,000 career passing yards, 92 touchdowns. Brown's best quarterback in 35 years, and they traded him for a 2024 conditional fifth. Panther fans are ungrateful. Browns fans are ungrateful. You want to know the fans that I'm truly happy with in this situation? The Browns fans that are thankful for Baker Mayfield, and the Panther fans that realize, are not brainwashed enough to realize that Baker Mayfield is still miles ahead of Sam Darnold. Now, the other reason why Panther fans are upset is that, now that we have Baker Mayfield, our tank is ruined. I'm going to put it to you this way. Carolina is drafting probably somewhere within the top 10 next year, but they are not getting pick number 1. You do realize they're going to have to go through the Giants, the Jets, the Jaguars, the Lions, the Texans, heck, even in your division, the Falcons. How are you going to get the first overall pick? What are you complaining about? You're already getting at best pick 8, 9. Get a better quarterback for the future. Get pick 11 or 12. Win a couple extra games. Build some team chemistry. Make Robbie Anderson want to unretire or, completely get retirement off his mind. Get DJ Moore, get him more targets. Get a true tight end. I don't know who Carolina's tight end is. Oh, I do actually. Ian Thomas. Yeah, he's not going to make the cut. Get a real tight end for this guy to throw to. Make a trade for somebody? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you could. I'm trying to think of a tight end Carolina could trade for right now. Because, Ian Thomas isn't terrible, but you could pick up somebody else. Now, I know guys like Jared Cook are in free agency, but I also know that the Patriots are kind of interested in training Jonnu Smith. He's starting tight end worthy. why not trade? Like, I mean, you didn't have to trade much draft capital to get Mayfield. If I'm Carolina, I give like a third round pick for Jonnu Smith and see how that goes. Now that you have Mayfield, you want to build this offense around him. Carolina's running game perfectly set. Christian McCaffrey, when healthy, top 3 running back in the league. Chuba Hubbard, not a bad backup. Wide receiver core is fine. It's certainly somewhere in the top 15 combo with DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson. Again, I think you can improve on tight end. You can improve on the O-line. They targeted that in the draft. Not a bad idea. The defense is going to get better. J.C. Horn coming back from injury. They lost Stephon Gilmore, but again, they get Horn back. And they still have a very good defensive line. Guys like Brian Burns and whatnot. Derek Brown entering into his 3rd season. Like, Carolina's going to be fine defensively, I think. Still Shaq Thompson, still a beast. There's not much to worry about defensively for Carolina. You basically just got to pick up a tight end and just continue to build on the offensive line. That's pretty much my only strategy I'd go forward for the Panthers. As for the Browns, I do think, I don't know how long it's going to be, and honestly, it's a whole controversy right now with how long Deshaun Watson's going to get suspended for. I think he will, personally. I know there was a 12-game suspension floating around. That got turned down. I'm still assuming Watson's getting suspended for around 8 or 9 games at, like, absolute minimum. Me, personally, if these allegations are true, I think it should be a full season, but that's neither here or there. Watson's going to miss time. You're stuck with Jacoby Brissett and Josh Dobbs as your 2 quarterbacks. And let's have fun with that. And just realize, when you see how lackluster Jacoby Brissett or Joshua Dobbs is, just remember that quarterback you drafted 1st overall 4 years ago, you ran him out of town for no good reason. Mayfield's done nothing but great things for the city. He brought football back to relevance. This man won you your first playoff game since Vinny Testaverde won with y'all in 1994 in the wild card round against New England. This guy went on the road against the Steelers, and the Browns dropped, 48 points on Pittsburgh that night? And then would have won the divisional round game against Kansas City if it wasn't for a missed penalty late in the first half. I'm sorry, man, but Mayfield, in my opinion, he's still great. Again, is he top 15? No, there's still obviously a lot of guys I'd rather have over him, but, I mean, Deshaun Watson's better than Baker Mayfield, of course, but with the suspension potentially in hand, I wouldn't have made the trade personally. Is Mayfield better than Jacoby Brissett? Absolutely. Is Baker Mayfield better than Sam Darnold? Absolutely. All right? That's all I got to say. Mayfield's going to do fine in Carolina. My final thing, I guess I'll go into some stat projections here. I do predict he stays healthy for all 17 games. I'm going to go 25 touchdowns to 11 interceptions for 4,094 passing yards. An oddly specific number, but just over 4,000 passing yards. He's not going to make the Pro Bowl. Carolina's not going to make the playoffs. But he's going to show that he's going to be the Panthers quarterback for at least the next 2 to 3 years. All right? Mayfield's going to build back up his career as Cleveland. They're never going to go back to the dark ages like when they had guys like Brandon Weeden and Johnny Manziel and DeShone Kizer. Right? Like, they have a good enough roster now where they're not going to go 1-16 or 0-17 again, right? But, you are still gonna potentially finish 7-10, 6-11. You're in the toughest division in football right now, as you're obviously in the same division with the Ravens, Steelers, and Bengals. Not looking good for you. And again, depending on how long Watson is, this move is going to look really stupid down the road. So that's it. That's all. Just wanted to give my quick little opinion on Baker Mayfield getting traded. All I got to say is good for Baker Mayfield. Man, I absolutely hope you light it up. Like I said, I'm projecting pretty good stats for him. I think DJ Moore's going well over 1,200 yards. Robbie Anderson, if he quits playing Brett Favre retirement tour, he's going to go. If he focuses on football and his mental health, he's going to go off and, at least get 700-800 yards of healthy. And you still have time to make a trade for a tight end. Again, I would definitely recommend Jonnu Smith, or I was going to say Blake Jarwin, but I realized Blake Jarwin was injured, so maybe not him. But Jared Cook's still available in free agency. Maybe Will Disley if you want to call up the Seahawks. Those are just a few, again, that you can at least go after and won't be crazy expensive. Nick Boyle on the Ravens is another option. Just get a tight end better than Ian Thomas, and you have basically set up an offense where if Mayfield stays healthy and he struggles, well, then obviously Cleveland knew something us fans didn't, and obviously Mayfield's going to underperform in situations. But, again, whenever Mayfield stayed healthy, he has been nothing but a top, 17 quarterback in the league. And I do expect that same Mayfield to come back next year. So, again, that's it. That's all. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm Grant Fluff from Fletcher Sports. I'm saying enjoy the rest of your evening. Let me know what your thoughts are about the Mayfield comment in the comments below. I feel like most people, other than really biased Browns and Panther fans, agree with me. They realize that Baker's talented, but he's still inconsistent. He has one great year and then one off year. We need to start seeing consistency out of Baker, basically. But I feel like for the most part, the public agrees that Carolina absolutely won this deal. Most people are honestly saying it's a fleece. I agree. I think it is a fleece. I'm taking a starting quarterback for a 5th-round pick any day of the week. I'd even take Sam Darnold for a 5th-round pick, if I'm being honest with you. But yes, hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I'll be back sometime soon. I'm trying to think. I don't think I'll be able to stream this weekend, but we'll try to get that Hall of Famer, Hall of Good Tight Ends edition sometime before next week. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, let me know what your thoughts about Mayfield are in the comments below, and enjoy the rest of your evening.